Can we get everybody into the room? You may not be here if an award is being announced in your name, and we have to give it on to Andy Cuthbert instead. So I would like to, at this point, to ask Michael Miner and Scott Gilbert to come up. We have two chefs here who are associated with a major sponsor of the event, more specifically with the Women in WACS and with the Hans Pushkin's competition. Mike and I go back
Couple years.
couple years. What he means is probably 30 years. More? Okay. And
Giving our age away now.
yeah, that's okay. We can take it. We can take it.
He's a better tennis player than I, though.
Used to be, but we really, it's chefs that bring us to where we are today. It's not anything else. It's our own colleagues, people that understand the profession, that know what it's all about. They understand us. They know how to promote the profession. And I think with Mike and Scott, we have a perfect example of two individuals who work for a wonderful food company that makes great products and have not forgotten the chefs. In fact, it's almost the opposite. They feature the chefs. To them, chefs are the main element of their existence. And I just want to recognize that and present both Michael and Scott with a small token of our appreciation for all the things they have done for the profession worldwide. Thank you, man. Now this you have to pin on, it may hurt. I'm sure you're going to pin it. Why don't you just say something on behalf of the company?
It's known Ferdinand a long, long time, and I think the first time he ever beat me at tennis was in Hawaii in 1976. So if that gives you an idea how long we go back, he's a great friend. He's a wonderful leader. He was a very close friend of our family, the Miner family. In fact, close enough that my father asked him to write a chapter in a book that he wrote, and Ferdinand graciously obliged and put that chapter in the book. We worked together in Frankfurt at the 1980 Culinary Olympics, 1984 Culinary Olympics. We had a recipe contest one time where he came and judged for us in Cleveland, Ohio. So I've been a chef now for 42 years. I mean, I started when I was in 9th grade in high school. I had the opportunity, as I mentioned the other day, to work with great chefs like Herman Roosh, and my personal friend and a guy I really miss, Hans Bushkins. Spent a lot of years with Hans. So I've been a very fortunate guy. Now, what I tried to do was to find a person who I had the utmost respect for to carry on into the future. And I started working with Scott Gilbert about 14 years ago, and Scott is really, really taken over as a wonderful leader of Custom Culinary's culinary team, as the director of culinary, and I look for that to go on into the future. So it's all about the 3 stages of life: youth, middle age, and gee, you look good. I'm in the gee, you look good stage. I don't know what's after that, but maybe it's gee, you look bad. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for letting us be with you. And we love WACS, and we'll continue to support you in the future. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Jeff, thank you. Well done. Take care. Huh? Thank you. Okay. Could I please ask Toshi Utsunomiya to come up here? Is he here? If not, we can wait a little bit. Toshi Utsunomiya. Okay, we'll wait. I'm sure he'll be located. And is John Kinsella here? John, why don't you come up here, please? John Kinsella is the president of the American Culinary Federation. It's an association. It's an association of about 20,000 chefs in America. I was one of the presidents early on. Ed was the first executive director, and Michael was director of education. So we all have a history. Come on over here, John. One thing that you don't know is that the American Culinary Federation underwrote and subsidized expenses for the WACS board to the tune of about $200,000. So in all so if you put it in perspective, they're a major sponsor to WACS. And John, I want you to take the message back to the members and tell them how much we appreciate their support. And we probably see you at the convention, but I think your support has been very instrumental in the progress that we've been able to make. And I would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation. And you want to really appreciate it. Come on.
Thank you very much. Supporting WACS for the American Culinary Federation is a very easy decision. And one great thing about what we've done is that Chef Leonard was the president, and I took over halfway through the commitment. And we kept the continuity going and kept the support for WACS. I can assure you all that we will continue to support WACS. And I talked with Chef Leonard today just to say to our friends in China, we will give them $5,000 from our disaster relief fund to help them. And for my 21,000 plus members, it's an honor to represent them because they're the greatest people in the world. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Do we have Toshi here? Yes, indeed. You know, I remember, I think it was in 1976 at the Culinary Olympics, or 72. Japan came in for the first time. It has never been done before that a team comes in for the first time and wins the grand prize. And Japan did it. And they did it with incredible, how many of you were at the, well, that's a good question. How many of you were at the 72 Culinary Olympics? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, of course. 7 people in this, 8. You were probably the chairman of the judges. And you remember Japan, don't you, Gerhard? And they came in and they delivered an incredible display of salt dough carvings that accompanied their cold buffet and really helped to revolutionize the way we looked at things. Namely that, yes, you can have a centerpiece on a buffet platter, and if it's done perfectly, it's just the right thing to go. So he is following a incredibly rich tradition, a tradition that has helped shape culinary arts the way we know it today. And I really like to recognize that effort and present Toshi with one of the special medals for all that he and his countries have done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Bravo.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah.
For those of you who are